Hey guys, we're back with another truck history video. We didn't realize how popular this series was, but for now, it's here to stay. We plan on continuing through the rest of the makes and models, mixing in some surprises like today's video. Today, we are recapping the history of International Harvester Company and doing a little update on International Trucks and what they're up to. Today on Jack's Chrome Show, we are very excited to present Truck History Episode 5. Let's get started. Let's jump back in time 117 years to 1902 when 5 Chicago-based farm machinery companies merged to become International Harvester Company. In 1907, they released the Auto Buggy, a small vehicle designed for rural roads and conditions. The Auto Buggy was the first powered vehicle built by International Harvester. It was designed for farmers using poor rural roads. The vehicle was a light wooden buggy with a primitive gasoline engine mounted below the body. The Auto Buggy featured tall wheels which had iron treads on a wooden rim. Later, International Harvester would offer pneumatic tires and an additional 2 more seats in the rear for 2 more passengers. These early International Harvester machines were often called high-wheelers because of the aforementioned large wheels. Next up, the Auto Wagon was introduced in 1909. The Auto Wagon was different from the Auto Buggy because it featured a wagon body. International Harvester Company introduced the F model in 1913, and it was a completely different type of truck than the Auto Buggy. The F model had steel ladder frames with beam axles on semi-elliptical leaf springs. A front-mounted water-cooled engine drove through a 4-speed transmission and drive shaft to a geared differential axle. The F model featured the new band brakes on the rear wheels. F model International Harvesters had a Renault-type tapered hood with the radiator behind the engine, just like the one found on the infamous Mack AC Bulldog truck. Throughout the 1920s, trucks began to develop a common layout, a water-cooled engine with a front-mounted radiator. Skipping along to 1936, the C-Series was introduced by International Harvester as a brand new range of trucks that brought in a newly styled all-steel cab. There were also many mechanical advances during its production, including hydraulic service brakes. The C-Series was replaced by the D-Series in 1937, a range of light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks with new rounded styling and a new cab with a 2-piece V-shaped windshield. As World War II begins, the K-Series is introduced in 1940 as a complete range of trucks similar to that of the D-Series in 1937, except with some cosmetic changes. The K-Series was built in large numbers during World War II for civilians, military personnel, and the Lend-Lease export. In 1947, the K was updated as the KB model. The KB model distinctly was different from the K because of its larger, lower grille section that appeared to look like wings. The KB model was phased out in 1949 and replaced by the L-Series. The International Harvester L-Series was the first complete range of new trucks since World War II, and they introduced a cab with a 1-piece curved windshield as well as were the first trucks to sport the IH logo. The L-Series was later replaced by the R-Series in 1952. The R-Series was an update of the L-Series with the same cab, cosmetic changes to the front end, and more engines available. Shortly after the updated R-Series, the International Harvester Company came out with the V-Series, which was a range of heavy-duty, high-power trucks introduced later in 1953. It used the same exact cab as the R and L series, but had a shorter hood with a large rectangular grille opening, specifically developed for a new, much bigger V8 type engine. 4 years later, in 1957, the A-Series International model was introduced as a line of light and medium-duty trucks, and a special A100 Golden Jubilee model was released, which had a gold and white paint scheme, modern styling, and introduced a new, wider cab that would be in use until 1976. A 1959 update changed the name from the A-Series to the B-Series. The new decade brought a new range of named series trucks, and in 1962, both the Lodestar and the Fleet Star were introduced. The Lodestar was a medium-duty, short-hood conventional truck, and when it debuted, it had a gray grille with a butterfly hood. The Lodestar cab, also used on the Fleet Star, had been introduced on the A-Series in 1957. The Lodestar was used for local delivery, construction, and farming. With its all-wheel drive, it was very useful as a fire engine, a snowplow, and as a utility vehicle. Its brother, the Fleet Star, was the heavy-duty version of the Lodestar with the cab, gray grille, and butterfly hood, all remaining the same. The Fleet Star was used as both a local straight truck with mid-range engines and as a semi-tractor with heavy-duty long-haul motors. The first Transtar, the CO 4070 cab-over engine model, was a heavy-duty over-the-road semi-tractor introduced in 1968 by International Harvester Company. The new Transtar offered a new raised cab, which allowed for higher-powered diesel engines to be used. The Cargo Star was a forward control cab-over-engine medium-duty series introduced in 1970 and would replace the Lodestar. The Cargo Star had an improved cab and heavier-duty models. The new Cargo Star's maneuverability made it useful in cities as straight trucks, and larger models excelled as local semi-tractors. The second Transtar, which was the 4200 and 4300, was a heavy-duty, long-hood conventional truck introduced in 1971. It had a new cab and a large, forward-tilting rectangular hood with a very large grille surface area. This new Transtar was used as a semi-tractor for local construction, regional hauling, and as a long-distance over-the-road truck. In 1972, International Harvester introduced the Pei Star, which was a severe-duty conventional rig. The Pei Star used the same cab as the Transtar and had a long rectangular hood. The Pei Star had a set-back front axle with a butterfly hood and flat diamond plate fenders. 1 year later, in 1973, a set-forward front axle with a tilting fiberglass hood was added. The Pei Star was commonly used for straight trucks like heavy-duty dump trucks, concrete mixers, and off-road fire apparatus. Next in International's line comes the S-Series, which was a range of medium and heavy-duty conventional trucks introduced in 1977 to replace and widen the Lodestar and Fleet Star lines. It used a new cab with flat panels and forward-tilting hood in different lengths. The S-Series was the last International truck to have a gasoline engine and had a wide range of sizes. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, despite the good sales, International Harvester's profit margins remained slim. In 1979, IH named a new CEO who was determined to improve profit margins and drastically cut ballooning costs. Unprofitable model lines were terminated and the factory production curtailed. By the end of 1979, International Harvester profits were at their highest in 10 years, but cash reserves were still too low, which led to a 6-month-long strike starting November 2nd, 1979. When the strike ended, International Harvester had lost almost $600 million. 2 years later, in 1981, the company's finances were at their lowest point ever. That same year, the company released the CO 9000 series, which was a heavy-duty cab-over-engine highway tractor. In 1984, following long negotiations, International Harvester agreed to sell selected assets of its agricultural products division to Tenneco, Inc. 2 years later, in 1986, Tenneco's J.I. Case division changed the corporate name to Navistar International Corporation and adopted the new Diamond Road logo. After the transition from International Harvester to Navistar, the truck product line dropped the Harvester portion of the brand name. Also during this time, in 1984, a new 9000i series heavy-duty semi-tractor was introduced as a replacement for the Transtar model. The new 9000i series used an all-aluminum day cab, also used by the Pei Star conventional series truck, and had a long rectangular hood. Most of these new trucks were set-forward front axle models, but in 1989, a set-back front axle with a lower profile hood was introduced. When used for over-the-road trucking, an external box-type sleeper could be fitted to the 9000i series. Additionally, the long hood and large grille area allowed the largest highway engines to be used in the 9000 series. The 9000i were almost exclusively used as semi-tractors, but a few straight trucks were built. In 1987, the 8000 series heavy-duty semi-tractors were introduced. The new 8000 series used the S-series cab with a low-profile hood and a set-back front axle, which allowed the front fenders to be tapered. The 4000 series were medium-duty trucks introduced in 1988 that used the same S-series cab as the new 8000 series. 4000 series trucks were made available in both day and crew cabs and were commonly used for local delivery and vocational work, but there were also semi-tractor, service, and specialty models. At the turn of the century, the company introduces the next generation vehicle models. The 9000i is reintroduced in 2000, and in 2001, both the 4000 and 7000 models are re-released. The 4000, later renamed the Durastar, is a medium-duty truck, and although available with tandem rear axles or semi-tractors, most have single rear axles and are used in local delivery and service. The 7000, later renamed the Workstar, is a heavy-duty, primarily vocational truck. This model is typically used as a dump truck, a concrete mixer, or as a semi-tractor. Both the Durastar and Workstar have the new generation vehicle all-steel cab available as a day, extended, or crew cab. The 8000 series was later renamed the Transtar and was a heavy-duty highway semi-tractor that was introduced in 2002. The Transtar featured a setback front axle which allowed a short, low-drag hood, but on the other hand, the short hood limited engine availability. In 2006, the ProStar is released. The ProStar is a heavy-duty highway semi-tractor, and it uses the new generation vehicle cab that was introduced 5 years prior. It is still available as a day cab with different fairings and sleepers. Skipping ahead a decade, between 2016 and 2018, all models were updated with small cosmetic and mechanical changes and renamed without the star. During this change, some weights on comparable models were increased, but the entire range was largely the same. The first to be updated was the Pei Star, which in 2016 became the Severe Duty HX series. The HX uses the same aluminum cab as the Pei Star did, and are also available in both set-forward and set-back axles. Next to be updated were the Workstar, ProStar, and Transtar models, which would become the HV, LT, and RH models in 2017. All of these trucks use the new generation vehicle cab introduced in 2001, with some cosmetic changes included. Another striking new feature in these trucks were the one-piece door window as opposed to the earlier two-piece windows. Last year, in 2018, the MV series was released to replace the Durastar model. The new MV series trucks also sport the new generation vehicle cab and one-piece door window. Lastly, International's newest joint venture with General Motors Company, the CV series, are newly designed medium-duty trucks featuring an entirely new cab and styling. It has both day and crew cab models and are very versatile trucks. This new CV series is being marketed as a tow, service, and utility truck. The CV series featured four-wheel drive, which made it perfect as a snowplow also. Thank you so much for watching episode 5 of Truck History. Now that you're up to speed with all things international trucks, be sure to check on our other 4 episodes of Truck History on our YouTube channel, Jack's Chrome Show, as well as our other videos. Also, make sure you like and subscribe while you're there so you don't miss any of our future content. This show is made possible by our online Chrome shop, Jack's Chrome. Stop by jackschromeshop.com and check out our Freedom Sale going on through the end of July. Now is the time to stock up on some chrome for your home with 15 to 25% off bumpers, hubcaps, fenders, headlights, JCS apparel, merch, posters, and so much more. Don't forget to tune into our channel on Monday for our podcast highlights, and check out the live podcast on Chrome and Steel Radio, YouTube, and Facebook. Our show goes live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. And remember, if your rig don't shine, you don't know jack.